Hey man, everybody stand up if you ever had your back against.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to McCracken County pregame show here on Red Helmet Video. Brad Morris with Jason Burkeen.
Wings,
And-
etc.
Yep, here we are at Wings, etc. Getting ready to talk about the McCracken County football game here tomorrow night. So, Jay, what do you think?
Well, I'm going to tell you something. You know, we had a devastating loss against Tillman last week, so I think Mayfield's going to bounce back. We definitely need to. And you know, earlier in the year, we watched the McCracken-Tillman matchup, and Tillman beat them 42-7. Same thing we did against Grays, 42-7. I just think that McCracken does have some good athletes. I mean, they're what, 6A school? I guess
They are.
five or six.
They're not having their best year. It's
Yeah,
understandable.
yeah. But I do know that they do have weapons, so we just cannot take it lightly, because last week was an emotional week, and we just need to come out there and work on the things that we needed to work on. I know the guys has been in the film room looking at the things that they made mistakes or missed blocks, and I know breakdown and covers like we talked about on the Go Big Red show, and you know, we had several of them. And you know, and so I just think that there's things we're going to have to work on and just get better every week.
Yeah, of course we're going to face McCracken County's always got a huge line.
They do,
and it'll be no different this year. And our line, we got beat at the line last week, so we definitely need to. It's going to be a good week for them to bounce back, like you say, and have a good week. That will help them.
Right.
And like I said, McCracken County's. You know, they're not having one of their best years. They lost first game of the season, Paducah-Tillman 42-7. Then the second game of the year, they played a team that's struggling even more than they are, and Owensboro Apollo, and beat them pretty handily. And then last week, you know, I noticed something about their schedule. They play every team in the 2A First District.
really.
They play us, they play Crittenden, they play Caldwell, and they play Murray.
Really?
So maybe they're trying to be part of the 2A. I don't know.
Well, Jonathan Smith, you know, he's from Mayfield. That's
Yeah.
the head coach of McCracken, so he wants to be close to Mayfield and maybe just play. But hey, you know what? Hats off to Jonathan. You know, he's trying to build back. You know, a reputable program there, and he's just trying the best he can, and hopefully they do well this year. You know,
Yeah, I like Jonathan. I hope he does well.
Great guy, great guy. You know, one thing we had mentioned. I will say that, you know, last week's game against Tillman, we pointed out that our line play, offensive line play, we are definitely smaller, and that's going to be that's the norm. We're usually a smaller line. We have a smaller line, but we did well against the big guys from Tillman. However, though, when it came down to third and short and stuff, we went with the heavy package. Even Coach Joe on the coaches show did say that maybe some of it was to blame on the coaching. I don't know, you know, but it's just tough. But he actually bragged on the O line for Mayfield, saying that, you know, that was our best game that we played so far O line wise. You know, now I'm not going to say that we didn't have breakdown and coverage, that Tillman didn't get pursuit on the quarterback, because there was times Zane was definitely running, but you know, that's just the things we're going to work on. And like you said earlier, you know, McCracken does have a bigger line than we do. They're a 6A school. They've got more athletes to pick from or whatever. But now McCracken's going to come out and they're going to think they're going to win this ball game.
Oh, no doubt.
And it could be, you know, one of them things where we need to get out of the gate. We don't need to stumble. We need to make sure we make our blocks. We don't take anything for granted. And on the defensive side of the ball, we need to stop their run. They're going to pass the ball too.
We need to have accurate throws.
Yes.
And when they are accurate, we need to catch the ball.
Right, definitely.
You know, and all those breakdowns last week.
Yeah, you know, and of course, when you're playing in that big kind of game, it does tend to come in and play into the nerves a little bit, you know, whatever. But yeah, this week is not a give me. This is a 6A squad that's what they've already had 2 or 3 games in a row that they beat their opponents handedly.
Yeah.
Ask
Clemson about the give me games.
Oh gosh, yeah. If anybody saw that, good luck.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that caught them by surprise, I'm sure.
Right.
And we definitely, for whatever reason, we've had our struggles with McCracken County.
Yeah.
You know, through the years. While we're beating the fire out of Paducah-Tillman, they're beating McCracken County, and there are years that we haven't been, but this is not one of those years.
Right.
I fully expect us this is just a fan talking, okay? But I expect us to run and clock these guys.
Yeah. I would hope that that's what we can do. I know we have it in our ability to do that, and I'm hoping that you're right for sure. I will say this for this show right here. We're going to be Wings Etc. is going to be open. They're going to live stream the game on Red Helmet Video.
Right.
If you was at Wings last week, here's the deal.
Yeah, we're sorry.
Here's the deal. It had nothing to do with us. It had nothing to do with our equipment. It had something to do with the cell towers for AT&T as well as Verizon. And
At that spot.
Because they're reworking all of that. We went to Verizon. We talked to these guys. And of course the hospital is there right next door. They're having most of the bandwidth there, but they're working on all that, and we didn't know about it, and so we would have possibly had some other plan to do that.
Yeah.
So again, I do know that there was people here watching the game that couldn't watch the game. They was upset and all this stuff. So long story short, we did the game there 2 years ago, and we had to find bandwidth and all that stuff.
But
so
they hadn't started any of their upgrades. That was until the old facility.
So again, that was the problem. So we're telling you, hey, if you can't make it to CFSB War Memorial Stadium and you want to go eat and watch the game, it will be live here. Red Helmet Video will do it. Wings, Stu was telling us, as well as the staff, they hated it, but they ended up getting the game again, later in the night, and they did it. But at that time, some people was still sore about it. But they did get to watch the game. But it was not our fault. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah.
That's what's up. But here's the thing. McCracken at the CFSB War Memorial Stadium against Mayfield Cardinals this Friday, and it's going to start at 7 o'clock. We're going to have a good night of football.
Yep.
It's supposed to cool down a little bit.
It's going to be a great night. And again, we encourage everyone, get out to the stadium and experience that at the stadium. It's a great atmosphere. Last week, the crowd at Paducah Tillman was unbelievable.
Yeah,
I don't know.
fantastic.
That might be the largest Paducah Tillman crowd I've ever seen. So it's great when it's like that. Okay, it is. So,
and we can actually say the rivalry has been ignited again.
Yeah, amen.
For sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
So, hey, we want you there at the stadium, but if you can't make it, you can actually, wherever you're at, you can stream the game on Red Helmet Video on YouTube as well as Facebook. Or if you're in Mayfield, you can't make it to the game, and you want to watch the game while getting great food, go to Wings Etc. Game time starts off at 7. We'll be on about 15-20 minutes before game time,
right?
And just to talk about different things that maybe we've heard or whatever. But we appreciate all the sponsors. We appreciate everybody watching, just to make this broadcast possible. For sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So.
All I can say is go Big Red.
And all I got to say is, you said running clock. I say 42-14, possibly running clock, and we're going to say go Mayfield. See you tomorrow.
Everybody stand up if you ever had your back against the wall and had to fight back. It's your anthem. My view from the top of the moon, I can see the whole world sitting in my hand, a maze of rules. We finna break the rules, and we gon' make them too. I can't fall asleep, I gotta stand tall, that's what a leader do. Follow me.